What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 11 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Not Grease's Goldtooth Man-Eaters Immortal Empires campaign. Though I suppose last episode it may as well have been the Grease's Goldtooth campaign, as it was certainly his day as we fought the Chaos Dwarfs and their Dreadquakes in the streets of the Black Fortress, which was probably the best looking of the battles of this campaign so far. Plus, we suffered pretty severe losses on our Pigback Riders and our Saber Tusks, and due to the nastiness of those Dreadquakes. And clearing this fortress street by street was also pretty darn enjoyable. Anyway, we left off the episode with a bit of a dilemma. As promised, I did the little minor battle at the Foundry of Bones between the episodes, just so that we didn't lose units auto-resolving. But unfortunately, it didn't answer the question. The question was whether we could get the retrofitted units to Golgi and allow him to teleport after we attacked Grimgor. The idea is to try to complete the contract for Tretch Craventail, as there are 6 armies, if you count the Waz, all sort of hanging around here. But, well, we don't know whether we can do it or we cannot. I mean, we can teleport without taking the man-eaters, but well, do we do it again? Do we delay it again? I suppose the question will eventually be answered once we actually attack Grimgor. I fear that we might not have enough movement range by virtue of the fact that we're at 70%. We'll lose some once we break siege at Bloodwind Keep. Then we have to move towards Grimgor and then twice the distance back to Golgi, assuming that we even win, considering it's Grimgor himself with a full stack and a bunch of upgraded units. And we are at 60% capacity, or 60% army capacity, cohesion, effectiveness, that's the one. Anyway, before we jump on that, there are 2 important things to do. First of all, while I was taking a look at the diplomacy between the episodes, I noticed this. Baldig Mountain-Eater of the, well, Mountain-Eaters is ready to confederate, so we're going to jump on that rather than bothering to beat him into confederation, which I don't mind doing, but he's all the way down here, and I just don't want to deal with that. Bone Road and Ancient Giant Lands both secured, which are both nice. Well, actually, Ancient Giant Lands is a terrible, terrible province. It has nothing whatsoever going for it. Possibly the worst non-single territory province in the game. It has nothing. But anyway, the Bone Road, however, has that lovely fire mouth for us, because the hero recruit rank +7 for the fire bellies, that's going to be really, really valuable. And we're definitely going to make use of it. So, let's do the building. We can delete the bruiser building here. We'll do the larders and all that sort of stuff. We got furs here as well. That's also nice. I'll take it. Okay, you know what? We're losing massive amount of money, so I think we... Just had a thought. We're losing a massive amount of money, so... You got, what, 2 armies? And I don't see 2 armies in 1 camp. Are you telling me these guys... Let me just see here. No new camps here either. They only had the 1 camp. I take it was being destroyed by whatever factions they were fighting. And this camp is clearly new by virtue of the fact that it hasn't been upgraded at all, though I suppose these guys could have just had no meat. Well, that's a little bit annoying, but I don't see how we can do anything about it. So, Falcon, you are going to move here. And since we are going to declare war on Grimgor, we have to use these guys. As to whether these guys can take care of Varag, that remains to be seen, depending on if there's a stack there. But we need to be careful about Grimgor coming southward, or at least his armies. Baldig, you're going to head to Titan's Notch. And I guess while we're here... Wait. I'm going to replace a couple of these guys with more Pigback Riders. I'm not going to be as useful against... I don't know. I got a lot of Nobblers in this one. Now, delete this. We will do the Bruisers and the Hunter buildings there. Here, let us do 1 Pigback Rider via global recruitment, then we will take out the regular Nobblers because they're terrible, and we will replace them with a, let's say, a Saber Tusk and a Ogre Bulls with Iron Fist. Regular type. Anyway, those guys will be there temporarily. I don't even know if we're going to bother with keeping those guys. we'll see what their big names and stuff are like later. Next, the other thing to do, or not to do, but just to sort of show off, is between the episodes I did name a bunch of units just to save on a little bit of time, especially since, I mean, clearly I'm yammering a lot at the start of this episode. We got the... I don't remember whether Iron Grinders was last episode or not, but Iron Grinders and the Grease Buckets in the Iron Gut line. We also have the Fire Rain Rockets, Trigger Happy Tyrants, and Big Ol' Gun Guts of the Lead Belchers. Over in Golgi's soon-to-be new stack, we have the Cannibal Crusaders, man-eaters with great weapons, the Body Blockers, man-eaters with iron fists, and Golgi's gang and Golg's Gut Guzzlers, I'm gonna have trouble saying that one, and the Moss Steel Company for the Lead Belchers, Ogre Man Pistols, and Moloch Pistoliers for the Ogre Man Pistols, Man-eaters with Ogre Pistols, yada yada, that's gonna be confusing. And I think I did a Gorger? Feral Feasters, I think that's a new one. To the best of my recollection. We need more Gorger names, and Saber-Tusk names, and Yeti names. For now, though, we're going to test this little theory, so... let's see about Grimgor, shall we? Okay, maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We still have to win the battle. You, Magic Feaster Smash Gooder, you're gonna get Flock of Doom, Wild Heart, and Visen's Wild Form. Try to keep those up for as long as possible. Hunter, you are gonna go for Increased Mobility, though I suppose it's not gonna be useful here. Go for Sword and Lucky Nobblers, since you're liable to be in melee. At least in this particular fight. And we have to preserve, what, like 3 levels? Let's go Independent Mind, and let's go... I mean, you could go Sneaky Stalker for the additional range and missile strength. Yeah, do it. I don't think the Stalk is going to help us, but... yeah, we'll hold on to 2 points to get into running with the pack. Alrighty, next up, we're going to break the siege. Like so. And... when you're breaking siege, you can't cancel movement. That's disappointing. And that wait, we are going to... yes, I forgot to do the offerings to the Great Maw in this army. Bone to Pot and Feasting Frenzy as well. Confirm, we don't need Ravening Horde because it's pretty useless. Alright, and we could do itemization to... well, you know what, they've got some basic items. I don't want to... I'm too lazy to do that, doesn't want to get into this fight. So, Grimgor, you are at war with a total of no one. And thus we're just going to directly declare war on you. Alright, let's do it. All just to save that little Tretch Craven tail. He's lucky the SKAVEN are so adorable. Alright, so... oh, you know what I could have done? I could have done ancillaries for Magic Feaster Smash Gooder. Not too late now. We're going to get that Lichbone Pennant, and we're going to pop it on... I'm going to say... who has physical resistance here? We got physical resistance on the Black Orcs with great weapons, though not much of it. No physical resistance, so frankly it's not going to be all that helpful anyway. I'm gonna say pop it on one of the... man-eaters with Ogre Pistols. Best use of this because it'll give them... bonus range, or magical attacks with their range and their melee. And that's all I can think of to do here, so we're gonna go. Dismember, Massacre, and Meat Feast available. I mean, he's got Grimgor's Wah. And how will we grim down Grimgor? Go. Alright, I don't know what the butcher, who's looking like a fire belly with all those volcanoes and lava and whatnot around, said, but here we go. Here we go, and I'm excited to try out more man-eater units. A little bit disappointed that we don't get to try them out with Golgi leading them first, but that's alright. Now, we've already seen the Golgi's man-eater variant, but I don't think we had the regular Pistoliers. We've been using the Regiment of Renown, and we haven't had the chance to use the, where are they? man-eaters with great weapons either, so we'll see how well they can bonk. Those are big old bonkers, and we'll see how effective they can be. We'll certainly need the anti-large against various units. But the battle will start off with our units of scrap launchers annoying the enemy. Fortunately, they've got a heck of a range on them at 420, even without Zatan's buffs. They do, I believe, slightly outrange the enemy Doom Diver Catapult, 400 on it. And we certainly want to destroy it. We also want to annoy the enemy army as they approach us and potentially, possibly, use these guys to actually lead some of the enemy away. At 73 speed, and these scrap launchers can serve multiple purposes, both as mobile artillery and also as sort of backline harassers, which is a dangerous thing for them to do, of course, because they are fragile units if they get caught. But at the same time, once the enemy army is engaged, it's certainly something we can try. Anyway, and Doom Divers are getting hit. This is a max rank Doom Diver, tier 9 as well, or rank 9. So we do have to be wary of it actually hitting us and definitely want to prioritize its destruction. Scrap launchers are, however, not really made for artillery shootouts, so even with all 4 of them shooting at it for about a minute straight, it isn't losing too much in the way of troops and hasn't lost a single one of its actual models. But that's alright. Soon we'll have the Iron Blasters, and they are a lot more devastating when they fire into things. Pretty much anything at that. Anyway, big old blob of enemies is moving forward. We're gonna send a few scrap launches their way as well. And, okay, well, maybe not. Maybe not from you as you miss, but just keep on going. Gotta soften up the enemy army as much as we can before it gets to us. Damaged as we are, especially. Looks like the Deaf Creepers, Spiderlings will move towards us, or the Spider Rider Archers. Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers. Always been a mouthful of a unit. And they do have poison on them, so they do slow us down when they hit us on our scrap launchers, which would potentially give them the ability to catch us. Funnily enough, I think that these guys would probably be more effective in melee against the scrap launchers than in range. The Spider Rider Archers have the problem of being able to do almost no armor piercing whatsoever, and scrap launchers are armored with tons and tons of scrap perhaps, but it serves its purpose. Alright, another, let's say, decent volley. A few more enemy units get hit. We're trying to focus down the enemy archers in particular now, mostly because the forest goblins, or not forest goblins, just generally, the goblins, they have better sort of tighter formations than the orcs do, and thus we're liable to do a little bit more damage to them. Anyway, it looks like the first of the enemy units are in range now, and our lead belchers are going to start going for those squig herds, at least until the swamp things are in range of our ogre pistols, which should be in a second. And in fact, we're going to move forward to meet him, see those swamp things cresting that hill, and it looks like a few volleys from the man-eaters with ogre pistols will bring the first few of them down. And gotta remember that the ogre pistols are great at this sort of thing. Monstrous infantry and larger units fall to them fairly quickly, and by the looks of it, the swamp things are already pretty much out. Granted, it's the only unit we were able to do that to, but still pretty good. Squigs keep on charging, though they are reasonably damaged, and we will countercharge them with our units of Golgi's man-eaters, as well as the units of man-eaters with great weapons over on the flanks. There we go. With the addition of the Colossal Squigs and the Mangler Squigs, we can also now, well, you can make some nice all-squig armies, which will be pretty entertaining next time we play Orcs in SFO. And I'm gonna save the DLC Orc campaign for SFO, as I think has been, is pretty clear at this point. But anyway, the enemy army has arrived over in the back line. We are sending our Noblar Scrap Launcher to charge the Doom Diver Catapults, who for some reason have left their banner behind, but will not be able to fire as the Noblar Scrap Launcher hits them in melee. And it does do some damage in melee, not much, but enough to harass basic units that can't do too much range damage. Grimgor, we are going to try to lead away with the Cannibal Crusaders from the rest of the army, as we really can't be fighting him similar to the way that in the Skull Taker campaign we've been having to deal with all those rotting leviathans, which are such a hassle to deal with for our blood hosts, which can't hurt them. But we can lead them away there, and we can do the same to Grimgor. Black Orcs are now charging in to try to surround whatever units they can, but they are getting hit by both the Ogre pistols and a few other units, and certainly suffering, having dropped down to about 30% of their HP before even getting into combat, and that despite the Immortals banner that they have on them, which prevents them from losing entities until they are low in leadership or something like that. Anyway, the battle continues to rage, and one of our scrap launchers being chased by those death creepers has nearly been destroyed. Gotta try to fire back on the spider riders, and hopefully the lead belchers together with the other scrap launchers can do that. Obviously the scrap launchers have returned to our army, and in terms of deployment, I forgot to mention we're using this sort of big old cliffside, hillside thing that we have here to act as a pseudo wall. Now our man-eaters, don't fall into the trap of using them only in range. We do with them the same as we do with their Regiment of Renown, sally them out and into the piles of archers. It's better to have them fight the enemy archers in melee than to go into a shootout, because we take a lot more damage in a shootout than we would in melee, as these guys have very solid melee stats, even if they are going to be more fragile than our pure melee variant ogres. Some of the orcs are still in the fight. At the very least, the big uns are facing off against the ogre man-eaters, or Golgi's man-eaters here. Also, the armor on the orcs looks really similar to the armor on the ogres there. But anyway, it looks like with the enemy biggins gone, the rest of the enemy army will actually shatter, and the battle will be ours. Grimgor, never having been able to get a single shot off or hit off, he's not unbreakable in vanilla, and thus will just break as the rest of his army dies. Though, to be fair, even if he was unbreakable, we could have simply outran him with the ogre pistols and just gunned him down over time. Granted, it would have taken a while, as it takes a heck of a long time to deal with him, but it's easier in vanilla than it is in SFO as well. Anyway, nice little fight. Certainly got damage in a bunch of units here, but at the end of the day, this serves our purpose. Now, moment of truth. Let's find out if this all works out and lets us retrofit. Alright, there we go. Not so bad. I think that went better than it might have, though I did get cocky with one of the Nobbler scrap launchers, and alas, it did take severe damage due to the deaf creepers, forest goblins, spider rider archers, focusing them down for basically the entire battle. Otherwise, went well. The man pistols, or just generally the ogre pistols, gunned down priority targets very, very well, meaning that the Black Orcs did very little with only 857 damage. The swamp things did no damage whatsoever, and we even got to melee attack those Doomdiver catapults as well. So it all went well. Yeah, sorry to say about Grimgor, but you know, he suffers the same problem that old Greasus suffered, which is he's too slow to actually to get into combat, especially if you want to distract him, which we very much did. Anyway, we're gonna take the tiny bit of replenishment just because I don't know whether we will reach. Don't follow. Okay. Alright, we got the defeated Grimgor trait, and there is no way we're reaching this, are we? Yeah. Oh, it's so close, wait. Oh, to get a Forbidden Rod out of that, that's nice. Yeah, it looks like we're just out of range. I guess we got screwed. Oh, well. What can you do? Sometimes you get screwed. Sometimes you get screwed. Smash good. You're still supposed to head towards Bloodwind Keep. Do we need to destroy the rest of this? I mean, there is a Black Orc big boss in here. It probably should be destroyed. I'm just wondering whether we'll still be able to reach this place if we move here. And the answer to that question is I don't know, but well, it's just destroyed. That's just destroyed. Auto-resolve will not kill this off, but can we trust the auto-resolve? Guess we're gonna have to. Let's see what it does. And alright, nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. We'll take the 1% replenishment just in case. Then we'll go into March stance. And can we avoid attrition in any manner? No. Oh, I missed that extra movement range from Skulltaker. Back to Bloodwind Keep and then just sit outside it until Zatan revives. I wish I remembered how many turns it was since we killed him. Anyway, since that plan didn't work out, there's gonna be some changes around here. Namely, Golgi, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, you're gonna have to teleport without your man-eater cohort. And once we complete their contract, we'll take a contract around here to teleport back briefly, get the retrofit, and then, yeah, I mean, contracts still enable that sort of stuff. We only have one place to go, and we want to save Tretch, or we want to do his contract because the rewards are decent, and that's a lot of armies. So, 2 Black Iron Mine. And we're right beside it, and we're at war with all of these guys, and we're damaged, so I'm imagining that they're gonna try this. Causes attrition enemy armies in province. I'm gonna do this as well. On Golgi. There we go, now they'll all suffer attrition. At least the ones that don't fight us, just annoy them a teensy bit. And here I was saying that that was a relatively useless strat. I still think it's a relatively useless ability, but Greasy, you're good where you are. And I think that's how we gotta do this turn. I mean, we're losing 5.5k per turn, so we gotta make up that cash in bounties and in direct fights with the enemy. Now, not you, the camps. We got 1 to 2 turns until the arranged army is ready. You have a lead belcher or 2, right? Yeah, you have about 1. Alright. I think that looks good. Alright, let's... Building upgrade available. That's one of the new... Oh, right, the Yeti Peak camp. The new camp. Let's swap some meat around. Slaneshi giggle. Greasy, you are going to transfer to the Yeti Peak camp. And... I don't know, get like... 2,000 meat. It's a new camp. We don't have to get it up and running to too great a degree, but, you know, start it up. Especially since we can start building this one up while the other camps are, while the other older camps are packed up and then sent to Greasy and other lords and heroes and whatnot. Anyway, get those up and running. We should build, I mean, you and you. And we're not going to build a cast-off workyard here, and we need these 2 buildings, which still leaves room for the camp pot, which we're still going to do. Yeah, for the camp pot. And, well, you're in a safe position, unless the SKAVEN jump you, which is a possibility, but let's just assume that they won't. I believe now we're good to go, so... Skip unassigned skill points, skip building upgrades, commandment. Oh, right, the new territories. Crude ingenuity for... No, why am I saying? Feast for the strong. I feel like there should be a landmark in Yeti Peak, some kind of Yeti powering up landmark, just to make this such a not as worthless a province, especially since all of our mountains and Morn has landmarks for ogres. And it'll be a landmark for the mountain eaters to have as well. But anyway, and turn. Alright, let's see what happens. If 6 armies, alright, what do we got? Golgi, hey, he's got a few of those little SKAVEN allies, that's so cute. And the Flames of Asgore will probably burninate many of those. Drajoathisen, he's got 3 blunderbusses, 4 blunderbusses. We've already learned to watch out for those, but I do think that this is going to be a great fight. Golgi, go.
Kill dozens with a single swing. Do the same.
Alright, Golgi, I don't doubt ya, and by himself he is going to head towards the enemy army. Maybe we can force Draj to land, though to be perfectly frank, the blunderbusses are the bigger threat here, and if we can knock a few of them out, that would be swell. We're going to take a position here between this, I don't know what to call it, big old rock formation, and this big old ogre brazier, or orc brazier. Orc brazier here. And then we're gonna see about using them as sort of pseudo walls if the enemy army decides to charge on in. That said, it looks like they're waiting for reinforcements, and we got our own big old pile of rats coming in. 3 armies, a big old rat horde to tank for us should we need it. But in the meantime, Golgi is not afraid to get down and dirty much earlier than the rest of the army. He's certainly not afraid of anything here unless he gets focused down by all the blunderbusses at once. And even if that were the case, he's fast enough to be able to run out of their range relatively quick. So let's do a little bit of damage to those Chaos Dwarf Warriors. And if this should annoy the enemy army enough to actually move towards our main force, well, that wouldn't be too bad either. Alright, Golgi, you've got 17 kills to your name already. Just keep on working. Oh! Oh, I hadn't seen that animation yet. Nice. Oh. That's a good animation, damn. I want to see that one again. Oh, that one Chaos Dwarfs. But anyway, we're going to actually back off now. Looks like the enemy army did indeed get annoyed and is moving towards us. Going to get a few shots off into the enemy blunderbusses with our units of lead belchers, and dishing out a little bit of damage to them, but backing off rather than having a shootout. We got to remember that the enemy army or enemy armies are not limited to these 2, and there are a lot more where that came from, so we really have to preserve our units and our HP here, especially damaged as we are. Drajuath continues flying after us, and he keeps dropping these curses of Hashut upon our various units. Kind of interesting that he's casting that. He has Ash Storm available to him, so he could have slowed the army down at least. Oh, does he not have Flames of Asgore available to him? Huh. Let me see it here. Well, he does have the Flaming Breath, which will somewhat miss. Get a few of those long-drawn Slayer Pirates, but by the looks of it, not too many. So a bit of a waste there. And at last, we've been waiting for him to land, and at last he does. And, well, by the looks of it, is that an Ash Storm, or is he just happy to see us? Looks like it's just another ability or some kind of effect, but I suppose it doesn't matter. The Bruiser will move in to head Drajuath up, and I do believe Bragg the Gutsman is here as well, and he does a ton of damage. Draj is down to, what, 50? Oh, I was about to say 15% HP, but no, he's down at nothing. He is dead. Bragg is really good at executing those lords and heroes. After all, 845 weapon strength. In the meantime, Golgi is back in action and distracting the enemy blunderbusses and destroying as many of them as he can, but mostly just keeping them from firing. There's also going to be a bunch of Demon Smiths and Infernal Castellans and whatnot around, and we will deal with them. But once again, the priority is to get behind the big old pile of rats and use them to tank the hits for us. Plus, this way we get to see a little bit of action between rats and gobos and Chaos Dwarfs. A little bit of action from our Ogres, though, as our Eshin Man-eater and Bragg the Gutsman will lead the rats into the fray. I'd imagine they'd be a little bit braver, seeing the Ogres in the lead like this. Alrighty, and Bragg looks like he wanted to kill off a few of those rats, but no dice there. I do believe that is an Ash Storm, and I see Warp Lightning coming down on these storm sort of abilities. And by the looks of it, the first enemy army is in pretty bad shape, as in the army that Drajuath has brought. The reinforcements are still very much moving in, and there are plenty of them. However, their lords and heroes are going to be in danger soon. Looks like we've moved towards the enemy Castellan with Golgi, and he'll defeat them very, very quickly. Bounce power is, well, about, what, 60% in our favor? Not as much as I would have thought, considering the sheer number of rats on the field, but, I mean, at least against Skaven slaves and clan rats, the Infernal Guard and the Chaos Dwarf Warriors can hold for a very long time, depending on the degree to which we help them. Alright, get a little bit of bonking in from our units of butchers there. Nice, very nice. And sort of looping around the army a little bit so that we can hit them in the flanks and chase after them to make sure that those units that rout aren't able to come back. Golgi has, by the looks of it, defeated an Infernal Castellan over here. And has suffered basically no damage himself. One more hit, okay, 372 HP. And come on, Golgi. You got it, buddy. Golgi. He's right. What are you doing? Units really behave weirdly sometimes. There you go. He didn't need that arm or that life. And back into it. And there's a Sorcerer Prophet of Fire who's been firing away at us, but Golgi will deal with it in short order, I'm sure. Looks like some rat ogres are helping out. Looking at Brag the Gutsman and the Eshin Maneater, who continue moving forward. Gonna drop a Chain Lightning upon the enemy with our mage, and, well, if it clips a few rats, I don't think we care all that much, as we'll probably destroy them anyway. Oh, I love the sort of arrows that are still sticking out of the Eshin Maneater there. Golgi, by and large, let's see, has nearly defeated the enemy Sorcerer Prophet, who's below half HP now, and the rest of our forces are still not yet moved in, but we've hardly needed them. By the looks of it, Brag and the Eshin Maneater are having a great time in this particular battle. Especially since they don't have to stay with our main line to protect them, essentially, which is working for them. It looks like the enemy lord called his Infernal Guard bodyguard to try to reinforce him, but Golgi will pop that Thunder Mace, or whatever it is, of his, and get a decent bit of damage on him. And get a few more hits on the Lord, who's down to about 30% of his HP now. A couple more hits and I'm sure he'll be done for. Similar thing going on over here as an Infernal Castellan has been caught by Brag and the Bruiser and basically our entire little command squad. And the enemy lords are running, and you know what we do when the enemy lords are run? There's that Deadeye pistol taking his head. Oh, I love that ability. Frankly, I feel like what they should have done with the Deadeye pistol is they shouldn't have made it a sort of limited to a particular amount of HP to... Oh, damn. Huh. And you got the Infernal Guard's heads as well. Golgi's in a head-taking mood today. Maybe he got jealous of Skulltaker. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, right. The Deadeye pistol maybe shouldn't do a particular amount of damage, but should be like an execution ability, similar to UN Bow or something, wherein if you're below 20% HP or something like that, maybe 15%, I don't know, it just kills the unit. That way you wouldn't have to save it for so long. And then perhaps you can use it as an execution in melee, not just when enemies run. Anyway, it looks like our Ogre units have waded on into the enemy range units at last. Are ready for a nice meal, but it looks like as soon as our army commits itself, the enemy army will break, and the battle will be ours. And considering the work that Golgi and basically his command squad have done through this battle, I think we still contributed quite a bit of it, despite using the rats for our meat shields. Alright, very nice. That worked out. Gotta love having meat shields available to you. I mean, clients that we can use, as the rat hordes certainly helped us out in that particular situation. We're gonna heal up because, I mean, we teleported here with severe damage on our units, and we've still got 4 more armies, plus the remnants of these guys to fight potentially if they attack us immediately. I don't know when in the order Skarsnik goes, but I guess we'll have to see. And the enemy failed to spot your ambush. Oh, Tretch attacked them. Alright, well, really? Really, I'm getting real tired of you, Saber Tusks. Not all Saber Tusks, just these Saber Tusks. You know, I'm just gonna let them die. It's too much time. 51 losses? Huh. That's also way too much, but, well, what can you do? Still better than wasting the time. Alright, and hopefully Tretch won't have defeated Skarsnik's forces, because we want to do those ourselves. Non-aggression pact with Elspeth, maybe, but not right now. Oh, wow. I just realized that these guys are doing quite well. They're all the way to here. Oh, they better not be killing they better not be killing Scrag. We need his confederation. Maybe I should have prioritized that. But anyway, peace treaty with Grimgor. Hey, Zatan's back, right? Is that actually him, or is it just his faction? Oh, he is back. Swovely. we still need to take these territories. That's the thing. There's some salt here. There's good stuff here. And it's not like we're liable to use Grimgor as a client again, considering he's holding on to territory that we want. So decline. He probably does have many armies out there. However, Tretch Craventail will attack Gorfang Bogroth, and ooh, he's got 3 Colossal Squigs, no Manglers, some Goblin Bolts though. And oh, actually, he does have Manglers, but they're in the reinforcing force, which I assume is a wasp, since it doesn't have a lord. Anyway, looks like Tretch is gonna start the day off for us. Sure, why not? We're not resolving this. Another fight. That's why you get sometimes admin episodes and sometimes tons and tons of big fights. Go. Oh, it looks like our little rat friend isn't going to say anything or make a speech. I wonder, will our lord make a speech as soon as he arrives on the battlefield, or do you just miss out on one when you come in as a reinforcement? Well, whatever. Looks like Tretch Craventail is going to be awaiting our reinforcement. Damn, his melee defense is high, 83. That's pretty impressive, but anyway, he's awaiting us as reinforcements, and the enemy army is awaiting its own reinforcements as well, which is just fine. I got that squig herd over here on the newly added Colossal Squigs. Granted, for those that, I just want to say something. Below a part unit is dead, we get, I want to say what, where are the Mangler Squigs? They should be in here somewhere. Angler Squigs? Oh, are they? No, they're part of the reinforcing army. Darn. Alright, well, we'll take a look at them in a bit. Anyway, Colossal Squigs, Mangler Squigs. We, funnily enough, also have Ruglud's Armored Orcs in here somewhere, which is amusing because we have Ruglud's Armored Orcs ourselves, and it's Ruglud's versus Ruglud's. Technically speaking, ours would be stronger, at least in melee, because of the buffs that Golgi gives them. But I guess in a shootout they'd be equivalent. Or actually, if the, well, since the enemy army would buff orc units, technically theirs should probably be stronger. But anyway, hardly matters. I'm going to speed this up a little bit while the enemy reinforcements arrive on the field, and ours are here as well. The weird thing, however, is the fact that, well, we're moving, but our allies are not. Tretch Craventail is sitting back. And ooh, wait, 1 second. There's the Mangler's Squigs. Man, I feel like if I put I can't even, like, you can't even focus on these guys. If I put a, like, 20 or 40 units of Mangler Squigs on the screen at once, my PC would just explode. I'm not sure that they would be able to, that it would be able to handle that. At least I assume so. On the other hand, there's only 4 units in it. Well, units. So that's not nearly as bad, maybe, as having a billion SKAVEN on the field at once. Also, we should have the bolt throwers, the goblin bolt throwers on the field as well, which are technically new. And they got 8 units in them. Oh, that's kind of interesting. That certainly works. Anyway, in the meantime, Golgi and his command squad have arrived, and they tower over the trolls that have moved to meet them. Well, let's see how well we can do here with just the command squad. And a bit of a preview of the inevitable hero army that we're gonna do as soon as we get capacity, and we're working on it. Basically, the only thing that's stopping us right now is capacity, and well, it's not even really capacity so much as the money to build the buildings that would give us capacity. A single materials at sea would probably do it for us. It's really too bad that we do have supply lines to deal with in this, because in SFO you don't, so it would be just fine to send an army out to sea and try to gather some islands. Whereas here, depending on how long an army is out there, it might be prohibitive due to the increased cost due to the supply line. But all good. Maybe try to get a few extra factions trading with us, a few more trading partners, since we're actually half of our income at the current time is through trading. And once again, for those of you that asked why we wanted to preserve the Empire and the beginning of the game? Well, it's because we want good trading partners, as a big portion of our income is from that. Now, granted, you could do this campaign. I mean, Golgfag is probably one of the most sandboxy type campaigns available in the entire game. Probably the most, because you can go anywhere and do anything. Like, you don't even have to build any kind of empire or take any territory at all, and just do the whole contracts thing and nothing else. But I figured we want to try out the different lords, especially with Rhesus's rework and all that, as well as, well, lots of different army compositions. Anyway, how are we doing here? Plus, there's a lot of decent landmarks for the Ogres. The Colossal Squigs have been a little bit of an issue, as it's taking a while to bring them down. They have a 8.6k HP, which is a fair bit. Out here, there are a few enemy units blobbing around, and we're going to pop a chain lightning on them. With our mage. Looks like one of the Colossal Squigs has that execution symbol on it. I wonder if Bragg can insta-kill it. Does Executor only apply to Lords and Heroes, or does it actually apply to big old single entities? Like, I gotta double check it again. Anyway, in the meantime, we keep getting, well, we're stuck in this fight now. It's gonna be a while. And in the meantime, Tretch Craventail is unmoved. He's corner camping. He's just sitting back in this corner and refusing to do anything. So it is what it is. And wait, Tretch was the one who attacked, wasn't he? It wasn't the orcs, right? Tretch was the one who attacked, and we are reinforcing him. I think so. I'm gonna double check on that, because I'm blanking on it now, because if that's the case, it's very strange that he's just sitting there and not attacking at all, because the enemy army wouldn't be attacking either if they're on the defensive, so what, they'd just be sitting there staring at each other and nothing would happen? Wait, and then the time would run out, and then I guess the enemy army would escape? Weird. Anyway, looks like the first of the Colossal Squigs is just about done for. Though it has been once again taking a long time to get through them. Unfortunately, Golgi's been racking up the damage and the kill count while popping his explosion ability. And we've been in the fight for quite the while. There it is, down goes the squig. I wanted to see its gross death animation, which is pretty nice. And ooh, it does look like these squigs and the enemy lord have managed to do quite a bit of damage to Brawler Guts Oko Ironbelly, our Butcher of Heavens. We're going to pop that Harmonic Convergence on him to try to keep him alive and keep on fighting, while the rest of our army is getting ready to move in. I also want to point out all this, at least where our command squad is fighting, all the damage we've done to the enemy forces. It's been without dropping a single spell on top of ourselves, which is nice. Anyway, here comes the rest of our forces to join the rest of the fray. There are still plenty of enemies to deal with. Mangler's Squig still being hilarious. Oh man, I want to see a force of Mangler Squigs combined with Nurglings in one army. Just Mangler Squigs and Nurglings. Just pure insanity. And once again, my PC will explode, but anyway. Anyway, now as soon as our army has made it, the enemy army has started to suffer quite a bit more. The bounce power has shifted to about 80% in our favor, and Tretch Craventail continues corner camping and doing absolutely nothing to help. Maybe he's upsetty that we used his armies as a meat shield in the previous battle, so now he's doing the same. Fair play, I guess. Oh man, I'm absolutely loving watching the Mangler Squigs do their thing. They're just such a, they're just so fun to see on the battlefield in general. Like you see units fighting and just this craziness just jumping around all over the place. It does seem like they take a while to be killed. What's their HP per unit? 4.6, 1.2k, a little bit less. Per unit? 1,150 HP per unit. Do they have any kind of... just out of curiosity. Breakable, squig... Now, I was wondering whether they have any kind of physical resistances, or maybe by virtue of the fact that they sort of jump around constantly, they have a hidden sort of dodge kind of trait where units have a difficult time landing blows upon them. It's very possible. Anyway, giant pile of corpses around where our command squad took the fight to the enemy. Golgi, I believe, has defeated the enemy lord in the midst of the fight, and by the looks of it, with that, the enemy army will give up, and the battle will be ours. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And we are going to chase the enemy down to try to do as much damage as possible. Also, one really funny thing, the SKAVEN, now that the battle is over and we're chasing units, now the SKAVEN come in to actually help. They want a share of the loot that they did absolutely nothing to earn. Clan Rictus, decisive victory. Alright, there we go. That was, let's say, equally as annoying as it was SKAVENly appropriate, lorefully appropriate for them not to actually help us at all. Damn you, Tretch, and damn the AI ally, but, well, again, we kind of did it to them, although we did actually do a lot of work in the fight when we fought. It's just that, yeah. Anyway, enemy army was still destroyed. 440 kills and 38k damage on Golgi, pretty much solely by virtue of his mace, thunder mace of thunder. I don't know, the weapon that he has that gives him that explosion ability. Brag the Gutsman still managed to get 20k and was just whacking away at jerks. 10k on the Bruiser and a solid 60k and 450k kills on the Butcher. And that considering the fact that we never used a single spell on the blob of the units that were around us, only units that were not surrounding us. So good job to the Butcher. I'll take the replenishment as it is. And it looks like Tretch won't chase those guys down, which is good because we wanted those for ourselves. Non-aggression pact with Lewin. We need a non-aggression pact with Lewin. I mean, since we already have the trade agreement, sure, I don't really care about this so much. World Walker. Oh, are you still alive? Not for long. No, no peace for you. How dare you attack Vud in his camp. Peace treaty with the USAC. We're not moving back there, you know, maybe it would be a good idea to peace out with them just to get to, well, I was about to say just to get a contract. Well, if we want to teleport back up here, there is. It might be a good idea. Fine, peace out with them at least temporarily. We don't really care if they live or die. After all, SKAVEN revealed, enemy killed in battle, D-towered for Golgi for destroying Draj. It doesn't really fix our money situation, but we're gonna have to get on that. Charmed Shield, Cave Painter, Charmed Shield, another Trickster's Shard for Golgi. I would prefer a healing potion, but alas, I think the only one that we have is on Greasus, and until we get another one, we'll just have to remain as it is. Campfire Storyteller, Brewer, Confederation, Ready for Duty, Tech Eater. Oh, look who's back. I really should have... You know what, if he dies again... Frankly, wait, can we get Butchers here? Yes, we can. Alright, you know what? Since we can get them at rank 12 now, Tech Eater. The cheater droll, yeah, sure. Technology researched, hey, another scrap launcher power. Bounty issued Varg Camp, raise or sack? Will I remember to raise or sack it? I don't know, but maybe. So what I was gonna say we do is this. Tech Eater. Deleter. Like so. And we'll replace him with another Tech Eater. Maybe not one of those. Tactician, campaign movement range, yes. You will be Tech Eater. To replace the Tech Eater that we lost. I guess we could get two here since we do have the capacity, and the capacities are growing. Knowledgeable ain't bad, let's do knowledgeable. And you shall be... Man, I forgot what ones we got and what ones we didn't get. A Lab Belly, Long Strider, oh, they get the names right. Lab Fat, Lab Belly, Brain Eater, Brain Drainer. Did we have a Brain Eater? Yes, we do. Yeah, that's all of them. Ah, okay, so you're gonna be good old-fashioned Tech Thief. Maybe there are others, but, yeah, alright, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna do the points. I was considering not doing it as Specialist, Steel Tech into Foe Seeker into Emissary and Servant of the Maw. and Befouler for that hinder replenishment thing. Not that we really need it. We will go for wound next, I guess. I'm just double checking that there was nothing else that does anything for us on the field. I don't think there does. There is, rather. Same thing for you, Steel Tech, Specialist, Befouler, Foe Seeker, Emissary, Servant of the Maw into wound. Lovely. Alright, go steal some tech, boys. Greasy boy, go into Sentinels and grab that Karum for us. That money. Oh, but before you do... Really? Somebody's gonna die doing this? Well, it's unfortunate for them. You two are going to join into one unit. Okay, fine. You two are gonna join into one unit, and then Droldig, you're gonna pop into this army. And... Oh, okay. We're not gonna have this many heroes in Greece's army, it's just temporary. Hunter... Leave. And then go back in. Then I should giggle. The Butcher. Leave. And then go back in. And then Butcher. Leave. And go back in. Oh, that's so much better. So much more organized. I don't know why they let you move the cards, like the sort of order in battle, but they don't let you move them on the field. Anyway, I fear we're gonna have to fight this. Oh, that is close victory and low casualties. I don't see any other army nearby either, although we'll probably have to go this way. I mean, I suppose Golgi is moving this way. Also, out of curiosity, do we get anything at the Graves of the Dragons? Or a Bone Gulch? No, we don't. Or at least by the looks of it, we don't. Go figure. We can eat bones. I'm pretty sure we can eat bones. Anyway, technology. Now, the big thing. Ooh, ammunition range and stuff for iron blasters. Range for lead belchers. Lots of stuff for... Well, lots of stuff for everybody. Ooh, wait, 1 turn. Okay, do everything that's 1 turn first. That always has to be a priority because it can't be reduced any further. And then we do the stuff that isn't 1 turn. In fact, wait, hero action success chance plus 10? Yes, definitely that. In fact, I should have done that earlier. Next up, Golgi. Let's have you hunt down... Wait, you lost 2 units? What was the other unit you lost? What are we missing? Oh, we lost the Saber Tusks and we lost the... Huh. We had 20 out of 20, right? We have our lead belchers. The Saber Tusks were sacrificed. Did we lose a unit and I didn't notice? I don't know. I don't know. I also don't particularly care, but still. Let's chase these guys down now. We still gotta give them more. Go kill this. Auto resolve. I want to go into camp stance after this, most likely, but whatever. Better than wasting our time chasing all these guys down. Kill sneak. And auto resolve. And... I didn't lose any of the important units. Anyway, go for the healing again. Enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle. I'm willing to bet Crookback Mountain is probably worth a fair bit to our client, though that iron on it, that's something we like. Talisman of Protection. Hey, another Banner of Eternal Flame. That'll be nice. I guess that's the best way to do this. We won't be able to get to it in 1 turn anyway. And we can't go into tunneling stance because we could go here. Tretch is probably going to attempt to advance towards it as well, and maybe he'll beat us, maybe he won't. We still got his contract to complete, though. Alright, so that's Golgi. Brawler Guts Gaunt, not Blunt. You must sack Varg Camp in order to complete the bounty. It is free money, even if we didn't necessarily want to do that. Auto resolve. Why did 1 giant get heavily damaged? Why not have the damage interspersed? Sack, and that should complete bounty. Hey, an Armor of Fortune, very nice. And occupy. Like so. Lovely. Varg Camp, prepare yourself, whatever it is. And Targog. Yeah, we're not doing stuff in order anymore. You know what? Go by sea? Actually, might be faster to go by land than jump over this, kind of like Brawler Guts Blout is doing. Speaking of Brawler Guts Blout, back. Oh, we can't jump until this thing stops moving, that's it. Yeah, okay, I was wondering what the heck was going on. And there you go. Trophy or next on the menu, and oh my! Quata has been taken by... Huh. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Well, if somebody offers us a contract against Lewin... Man, I wanted to bellow the ball defeat trade, but anyway, if somebody offers us a contract against Lewin, we may have to take it just to grab this territory. Not that we really super need... Oh! We wouldn't be able to upgrade this to tier 5, would we? It'll be a tier 3. Which is still 10 wins a magic faction wide, but it's not nearly as good. Anyway, let's see what else we've got here. Greasy, you're gonna fight in a second. Probably you're actually gonna auto-resolve in a second. Magic Feast or Smash Gooda. You are going to go to Bloodwind Keep. And you are going to auto-resolve it, which will not surprisingly kill the Nobbler Scrap Launcher. Fantastic. Auto-resolve. And sack. And then, there we go, range plus 15% for artillery units. Now that we, hello, engineer's knapsack, restock armor, another, man, why do all the special ogre items, why are there so many ranged ones? You're gonna go into an camp stance. You're gonna go here. And, big names unlocked, good for you. We will peace out with Zatan for all his money, because he might offer us a contract. Maybe to get some of his territory back. It's not like we're looking to keep the place. Just go around and round. You got one more turn of recruitment, and then we can swap those units, or at least move you out here. Just gotta pay attention to this camp, although, I mean, it's a pretty safe camp, right? What's the likelihood anybody can actually do anything about this? Let's move everybody. So, Brain Drainer. You have one turn. Oh, man. Alright, fine. Go here. 1% chance hero wounded? That's not bad. You've really got to get that extra 10%. And it's going to come in real handy. Success, very nice lab fet. And 4% hero wounded. What about you guys? On the Volary. 5% hero wounded and... 5%. Well, we got to try. Lab Billy, failure, but no death. Brain Eater, failure, but no death. And Brain Eater... 74%. A lot of chances of failure. You know, the chance of failure is so high that perhaps we're better off moving you here. Hopefully, with the 30% from the steel tech gone, that won't reduce this down to a point where these are not one turn, because it'll essentially make us lose a turn, won't it? Anyway, you're just waiting for that... Oh, that's why you have a low chance, because you don't have rank 12. Gotta get that. Alright. Who else needs moving and doing? Boggin, you, and Boldig. He's bold and he likes to dig. Kirak Vrag, eh? Can we take it like this? I don't know. But we shall see. Alright, go into an camp. I would like to see one thing before we move on in, though. Ooh, it's about to go to tier 5, which means we can sack it and then loot and occupy it. One turn on Nobbler Scrap Launchers. You're gonna do this, and we're gonna build one. I know it's only one, but we have no other room for global recruitment, which is being taken by the Bay of Blades camp. Granted, it isn't... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh. I'm not gonna deal with it. We don't want the camp to get flooded. It's a word. So, I'm gonna leave it like that. These things are all supposed to go into our other army, into our retrofit, but we'll have to leave those as they are. And then you, Mr. Hunter, just stick around until you can get into that army. Alright, looks like it's greasy time. Greasing time? Slumping time. Just auto-resolve it. That's not bad. And, oh, 21k and 704, but we can't give them the Sentinels, we gotta keep those for ourselves. Alright, and immediately we'll upgrade the pay chest store, we'll pop up that Cauldron Town, we'll delete the Maw Hole and the Bullpen, and replace that with the Money, the Karoom, and the Marble. Nice. Free Berserker Sword, Campfire Storyteller, Brawler Guts Freg. Everybody's getting Brawler Guts. Seems to be the most common one, although we did also just get 2 Kin Guards. And... is that an end turn? It isn't quite an end turn. There's 2 more things we want to do. The first is, we don't have the supply lines for it. I was gonna say, we still need to build Greasus' other stuff. I think it might be faster or better or cheaper to just do it with the camp. We're waiting for the crushers to come out of the big crusher rock, and then we can send this Maugate camp their way. This camp just built up those, so we're going to transfer... Who has meat? Greasy, transfer about 2,000 to Shangyang camp. Like so. Oh, Gogi has plenty as well. Shangyang camp? Oh, that's not the right camp. Shangyang camp. Moobs. The legend himself. Recruiter's tent. Feasting stones. This is good. Grab that huge cauldron. Let's buy me a drink first. Boulder Fields. Dash Hut. And Big Crusher Rock. Alright. The other option would be not to do this and to pack it up, but since we don't have crushers here anyway, we don't have the tier 5s, that's the reason we'd be wanting to get those camps closer, so since we don't have that, there isn't much point. Let's recruit some stuff here, though. Delete 4 of the regular Ogre Bulls, 5 of the regular Ogre Bulls. What do we have as options? Let's get you, I don't know. Oh. Did I jump the gun a little bit? Well, hopefully I didn't. Watch these guys immediately attack us and destroy the camp. I thought for a second that these were global recruits, but alas, they're not. Let us do... Well, scrap launchers aren't available. Get a stone horn or 2 in here. Like this for now, and we'll see. We'll see if anything happens. Now, is this the only camp that needs a meat transfer right now? Yeti Peak, you're fine at least. Okay, stop raiding our territory. You're fine until... This camp is gonna be ready to pack up soon, actually, which is nice. Yeah, you know what? As soon as you're done... This isn't global recruitment, is it? It's... No, it's from Fortress of Eyes camp. Alright, 1 turn we'll pack up Glog Thickskull's army, and then we'll cap somebody. We will send them to Golgfag. Yeah. Alright, next. Money spending. Alright, first of all, the money spending to make money. Dragon Fang Mount, yes to the 4.8k. Sea Dragon's Teeth, yes to the Herb Tent. Casualty Punishment for all armies, yes to the Counting House. And yes to the Counting House. We still got plagues going? Huh, go figure. And we are in Might Makes Right. Oh, these plagues better run their course soon. Nobler Country, you're fine, or fine in the sense that we're not changing anything. You are fine, no money. You are... Just gonna build the cheap buildings, and I guess we're building the Bruiser and the Hunter huts. Like so. Bone Road, money, and it's gonna be a little bit till we get the Fire Mouth up and running, and definitely go for all fire shrines in the Fire Belly location. And larders, I guess. Anyway. Still have at least a little bit of cash, but gotta be careful with it, as we can bankrupt ourselves now. Help it... Oh, 4k, just do it. And go for, I don't know, Hunter. Oh, you know what, help it. Let's go for the larder here. Just because. And I believe that's all. Or at the very least, that's all the things I want to spend cash on. Alright, skip the rest of this. Building upgrades and bounties. Ernst Posner, yeah, that's if we teleport to these guys and possibly steal the Nemesis crown. Howling Rock. Yeah, we're kind of on the approach, why not? Now, I'm a little bit concerned by the fact that we can't see any of the other armies of Grimgor. We know that he has them because the balance of power being this much when the strength rank is 1. He's strength rank 18. He's probably got like 5 more armies elsewhere. Oh man. I have a bad feeling about this. He might have an army right here, which means he'll move to retake the Firemouth. But we don't have any more capacity. You know what, Greasus, you're gonna scooter your way all the way over there as fast as you can, because I think we're gonna need you. Oh, right. We still have the quest battle. I know. I've been saving this for the... I've been saving this for when we have our retrofit, because I want to do his 1 quest battle with, you know, man-eaters in the army, which we don't currently have. Other than 3, counting the Eshin Man-eater. 4, counting the Ogre Pistols. 5, counting the 2... Not enough. Alright. Either way, turn is ending. I don't see anybody attacking us right now, so at the very least, if Grimgor is... Trade agreement? And go for it. So at the very least, if Grimgor is pushing other armies towards us, can't see them as yet. Recruiter costs for nobblers and pigback riders. Useless to us, we're not building them right now. Feast on the goblins. Alright, ambusher discovered. Technology research there. Is that action success chance? Lovely. Stormwrack mount. Capture and occupy. 5.3k. That's too far. I'm not gonna do that. Stormwrack mount. Undo. Get a better one. Alright, next up. Not Golgi. Ooh, hello. Hello, Azdrag Backbiter. Who can you reach, Golgi? Nobody. By which we're probably going to take it that Crookback Mountain will fall again to Tretch, so we're going to have to trade him something else. Which is fine. It's all temporary, I suppose, considering we're going to... Oh. Probably could have... Oh, you know what? Now let's just heal up. Temporary, considering the fact that we are going to probably take all these territories for ourselves either way. Greasy and tech thieves / eaters. Right now, this is full of clan wars, so we're not going to annoy them as yet, but we are going to push the tech eaters / thieves forward. Greasy, you're going to head all the way to Demon Stump, which has a very nice sack value, because it has a defensive structure, and thus may actually require fighting. Ah, I knew it. I freaking knew it. This is why we had to get Greasy over. Well, that means Firemouth. There's no way to defend you unless I'm mistaken. I imagine that... Ooh, hello. We got 2 full stacks here. Oh my, ooh. Black Orcs with shields. We could peace out with them. Peace out with them and then just set up raiding. Ooh, that would mean we would be able to delete these armies. Huh. Peace out with them after taking Demon Stump, maybe? Might be better for us because we'd still potentially be able to take a contract against them as Zatan is still at war with them. Ooh, Western Provinces, that's a nice contract. You know what, I'm gonna think about it, but I think I'll think about it off screen in the sense that I think I'm gonna call the episode here. I'll deal with whatever other admin remains, like moving all the tech thieves around, and then we'll return next time with, I guess, the Battle of Demon Stump, which I think is still very much going to be a battle. Oh, actually no, casualties low, so not necessarily. And then we may or may not temporarily peace out with Grimgor while we deal with this contract and what remains here, and retrofit our armies as needed. And yeah, you better not run past our army. Wait. Can we reach you? Oh, we can reach this guy, meaning we'll actually start the... Yeah, we'll start the next episode off with a battle against the Bastion here with Brawler Guts Gaunt and probably auto-resolve Troll Fjord while we do the rest. Anyway, more Ogres to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially the Threshold. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.